Hey YouTube, this is my Oliver number 7 plow. This is a one bottom. This was made for plowing brush. This thing, instead of having a coulter, it's got a blade here. And it's an original option you could get. And years ago, these plows were used for plowing close to forest or brush, shrubby type stuff. Let's say you cut a bunch of trees down and they were in a field, or clear cut a field and you pull the stumps out. You're gonna have a lot of roots in there, and this blade was made to cut through them. And then flip it over, and it's got steel wheels on it. And I'll show you a little bit more of the plow. This is the old style rooster comb. So I'm gonna assume that the Plowmaster 100, which would be like this TNT's got with these long rooster comb, I'm assuming this was the first version. Now if you move this handle here, it doesn't have anything on it, it's just a flat bar, and it goes to this round stock here and connects to that. If you move this, it doesn't strip anything, but it just moves that comb into the lift hub. I've never used this plow, so I just bought it at an auction. So I'm assuming that you just slam it into that hub while it's turning, and up she comes. This looks like it's the, I know there's a board in here, but this looks like it's the depth stop or something. Probably just set how high it, or how deep it goes, and how high this hub or axle comes up. So the mechanism is right here for it. Got a little thing right here. It comes over and right to here. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Like I said, I've never used it, so I haven't seen how it does its thing. And then there's an adjustment handle here, which it's not tight. That's a good thing. Okay. Looks like it's missing a nut. Jeez. Coming apart on me. I think some of these had a tail wheel, or what they're called, a landslide wheel. So it would help. A lot of these brush type plows would have a tail wheel that would ride against the furrow, and they would help keep the plow in the ground and keep it from pushing over. Here's the hitch on it. It was adjustable with these 3 slots here, and just a little clevis hook up. It has a twist to it, so it's not like straight. And twists right there. So I'll have to get him in the ground someday. So after a little more research, here's what I found. When Henry Ford introduced his Fordson Model F tractor to the American farmer in 1918, he fulfilled his desire to lift the burden of farming from flesh and blood and put it on steel and motors. By the time Fordson production in the United States ceased in 1928, close to 750,000 of the machines had been manufactured. I remember this is a time when the tractors were just coming to light, and you're still looking at horses, and there was steam engines and stuff, but nothing really got going. Ford built only the tractor, declaring in early 1918 that he didn't want to sell implements and that they should be made and sold by the present implement people. The immediate popularity of the Fordson and the lack of Ford-built implements caused the mouths of many farm machinery builders to water. They saw a huge market for their machines, especially for plows. Henry considered his tractor a replacement for horses and felt that existing horse-drawn implements would be satisfactory. However, it soon became obvious that more heavily built tractor plows were needed. In 1918, Ford promised to sell a Fordson tractor and a two-bottom plow from the Oliver Chilled Plow Works for $875, an attractive package price. This was news to Oliver's management, who hadn't been consulted about the deal. Oliver did then get on board and advertise their number 7 gang plow, in addition to the number 14 two-way plow and the number 76 middle breaker, as special Fordson farming equipment. Ford didn't permit his dealers, many of them automobile agencies, to handle any farm machinery except for approved items, such as the Oliver plows and Roderick lean discs. Another big-time plow maker, Deere & Company, flirted with Ford all through 1918. In March of that year, after several years of trying to develop a tractor of their own, Deere bought the Waterloo Gas Engine Company and its Waterloo Boy tractor. Deere got their heads together and worked to develop a strong, light, two-bottom tractor plow, especially for small tractors such as the Fordson. In early 1918, the plowing demonstrations put on by Ford featured Oliver plows, but in March, Deere met with Henry and Edsel Ford, who liked the Deere plow primarily because it was 180 pounds lighter than Oliver's. Ford asked that a set of the Deere plows be sent to Dearborn for testing, and Deere exulted, "The chances are we should build and sell 15 to 20,000 Ford tractor plows a year." At a meeting in May, Ford indicated the Deere plow was satisfactory and things looked rosy for Deere, but Deere executives weren't sold on the idea and debated the issue all that summer. Finally, in September of 1918, the board of directors of Deere voted to not use any outside agents, including Ford. Theo Brown saw Ford in November and was told that Deere had missed a big opportunity in not selling plows to Fordson distributors. Ford continued to encourage Deere to develop a small plow for the Fordson, saying at one point that Deere could build 100 million of them. During 1920, Deere tested the number 40 plow with a self-adjusting hitch, and after approval by Ford, began to build them in quantity. A 1921 ad calls the number 40 the plow the Fordson needs, and it goes on to say the John Deere number 40 tractor plow, built especially for use with the Fordson tractor, gives Fordson owners real plowing economy. I'll be putting up pictures on this video, and one of them is going to be a picture of the Fordson with the Oliver plow behind it. And in it, it says, "We appreciate the cooperation the Oliver Chilled Plow Works have given us in designing the proper plow for the Fordson tractor. We know that with the number 7 plow, the Fordson will work to the very best advantage. Signed, Henry Ford and Son." And I'll put up a few other pictures of with the John Deere plow and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if this plow is the Fordson edition or the model. I have no idea, or if it was Oliver's. I'm assuming it's Oliver's since it's got the Fordson one was 2 bottom. This is 1, so I'm assuming it's the Oliver one. And plus it's got this blade, so I don't think Ford would have had that. But it's kind of neat. I didn't know anything about that until I researched it here. And it's kind of neat that there are other plows out there that are built for Ford. So if you have any more information, feel free to leave a comment on the video, and I hope you enjoyed it.